we break the chains. It's more than talk, it's kingdom reign. Fire in our bones, His glory proclaimed righteously, unfiltered and unashamed. No fear in our flow, just think.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Righteously Unfiltered and Unshaken, the podcast where we speak truth with love. We keep it raw and never shy away from the uncomfortable. I'm your host, Justice, and tonight we're diving into a topic that's been debated online in the group chats and around dinner table for years. And that's, what does 50-50 in a relationship really mean? Now listen, excuse me, I'm not just talking bills. I'm talking time, energy, emotional support, gender roles, parenting, spiritual leadership, all of that. Tonight we're going to break it down piece by piece. So as always, I got my tribe with me. I have Rose, Nay, Mimi, and Faith. Let's check in. First, we're going to bring Nay to the stage. Nay.
Hey.
Then we have Mimi. Hi, Mimi.
Hey. Good
And
evening.
we have Rose. Hey, Rose.
Hi.
And last, we have our sister Faith. Hi, Faith.
Hey, hello, hello, hello. Before we begin, Justice, let me breathe a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we welcome you into this moment with open heart and expectant spirit. Let your Holy Spirit flow through every word spoken and touch every heart listening. Use this podcast as a vessel to uplift the weary, challenge the complacent, heal the broken, and inspire the seeking. Let your truth rise above every distraction, and may your name be glorified in all that is shared. Wrap this space in your presence, silence every voice that's not yours, and prepare each listener to receive exactly what they need today. Speak, Lord. Your daughters and sons are listening. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. So today the topic is, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been waiting for this topic. What is 50-50 in a relationship? What do you guys think about this one here?
I think a lot.
Now, Rose, you can't say you think a lot and leave the people hanging.
Thank
The
you. I'm
mic.
sorry, my head is everywhere. So, when it comes to 50-50,
Hold on, you sound too
I
close, Rose.
You know what? I feel like the devil is just playing with me in all shapes and ways and expectations today. And I promise you, I'm not gonna crash out. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we
that's
hear you
perfect.
more clearly.
Loud and clear.
I said earlier today, Jesus, build my fence because I just want to spaz out on everything. So I'm just trying, okay? Now, on this 50-50 topic, a lot of people, a lot of people hate when I discuss this topic because I do not agree with what the world says, okay? My personal opinion with 50-50 does not exist. I'm so sorry. And I'm speaking from my age group, okay? In my age group, they believe that the man should take over everything and the woman's supposed to be on a yacht sipping champagne. That's not life. That's not life. That's leave that to the rich folks, okay? What I believe when it comes to a relationship, the reason why I say I don't believe that 50-50 like exists to me is because if I'm all in with my partner and my partner is all in with me, what we go through, what we share is between one another. You know, I was told 50 is basically giving your partner half of you. I'm not half of a woman, so I believe that my man should not receive half of me. My man should receive all of me. Most women, should I say, in my era, in my like generation, there we go. Most women in my generation, they look for a man to just do. But what are you doing for him, right? So with me, I'm gonna take it to the bills because this is the topic that everyone loves to bring up. When it comes to bills, they feel like the man should pay all of the bills. However, if the man is the breadwinner and he say he want to take care of all of the bills, then okay, cool. However, I don't want my man doing everything. That is just me. If my man say he want to take care of the bill with the highest, that's more expensive, and not take care of the other bills, that's cool. Or like for example, if my man loses his job or whatever the case may be, and I have to take care of him, the household, and everything else, I'm okay with that as well because I know he gonna get up and do laundry. I know he gonna get up and cook. I know he gonna get up and do something, right? That's why I say 50-50 is it's a mindset, really. And it's a nasty mindset because in my generation, everybody is so focused on the rich people and what their men are doing for them. So now they looking at their man who's going to Walgreens buying them flowers every day. Now that's not good enough. Now that's not good enough. I need you to buy me a boat and everything. It don't work that way. 50-50 do not work that way. And I'm they gonna hate me. But it's all right. It's okay. Cause y'all gonna see. They gonna see. They gonna feel it in the real world. 50-50 is non-existent in my world. I don't like it. I don't know who came up with this topic. I don't know. That's how I feel.
Well, I believe that you uncovered that very much so lovely. I love the way you put that, but I don't see what I'm trying to understand in today's generation is why does it matter if a relationship is 50-50? Like, yes, according to society, the woman's supposed to cook, the woman's supposed to clean, and the men's supposed to take out the garbage, the men's supposed to work. But why does everyone feel like a relationship should be 50-50?
You know, it's so funny that you say that because and that's another thing, right? With this 50-50. Oh, the man's supposed to do this and the woman is supposed to do that. Who said a man is supposed to do this and a woman is supposed to do that? We're not in the golden days no more where women cannot work. Okay? If the only reason a man should not cook is if he can't cook. Or if your man can't cook and he want to cook for you, but you know the food going to be nasty, why won't you buy him a cookbook? Teach him. But no, women can't do that because they think a man is supposed to come as a whole package. You not even a whole package, baby. You're not the whole package. You're not finished yet, just like he's not finished yet. And just like you going through stuff in life where you don't have it all together all the time, why do you think this man supposed to have it all together? Why? It's okay for a woman to slack because her man is there to cover her and be there for her and support her. But why you're not covering that man when he slacks, when he go through real life situations? Why you not praying for him? I don't get it. A relationship is not a one-way street, nor is it 50-50. You can't expect a man to go so hard for you and support you through your life and what you want to do out of life, but you're not supporting him. Baby, if you got that 50-50 mindset, I guarantee you're going to be 50 single forever. Forever.
This girl came with, I'm convinced she got everything written down in her notebook.
I really
And
don't.
she like, I want to say this, I want to say
Listen,
that.
I don't know. I just see this topic so much and I be reading the comments. I'm the one that go through, if it got 1,400 comments, best believe I'm reading at least 13.99 of them because that last one really gonna piss me off. And I don't agree with neither one of those comments. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel like what you expect out of a man, you should mirror that for that man. If you expect this man to come with what they say, what they be saying. The enemy is trying me today, but I'm pushing through this one, okay? If you say you want an attentional man who respects you, who's loyal to you, who's gonna be there for you through thick and thin when times get rough and through the sky rise, like you gotta be there for that man just like that as well. It don't work that way. And the crazy thing about this 50-50, oh my goodness. The crazy thing about this 50-50, when a man is down and out, they quick to go to the next man with the most money. Everything that glitters ain't gold. Now they say the grass ain't always greener on the other side, but you never flip that other side, baby. The grass is really dirty. It's straight dirt. So you thinking you going with a good man because he got more money because your man is going through it right now because he can't provide the 50-50 lifestyle you looking up to, and now you sitting there at the clinic. That's a you problem. You had a faithful man who was just going through a trial and tribulation, and you couldn't pray that man through. And then when you leave this man because you're sitting in the clinic, now you see your man on national television because he done hit the jackpot. $1 million. And look at you. Now you sick crying at the clinic because that was your man, but you couldn't be there to support him. You went to the next man that you thought was better, and now look at him. You just pushed him to a brand new another woman that's gonna be there for him through thick and thin. Do people not know what thick and thin means? Forget the 50-50. Thick and thin, for better or for worse. You cannot want to be a wife with that mentality. I am sorry.
Okay, Rose.
Say that.
I
I
told
see
you
this
she got
topic really
everything
hit
on
home.
stamp.
Okay. Okay. Well, Rose, I always used to coin the term. I always used to tell people I would rather be a helpmate than a headache. And a lot of times, those people that's 50-50 will 9 times out of 10 turn out to be a headache because they're not looking to be a helpmate. They're looking for a handout. And that's sad because I know you talked about it in terms of paying bills and being there thick and thin, but you look at it from the point of view, can you even be his piece? That's a part of being 100-100. We're not even going to do the 50-50 thing. Can you be that man's piece? He's already dealing with a lot when he go out into this world. Are you able to be that piece for him? You can't be peace for him if you're not peace for yourself. You understand? So I don't know. Like that 50-50 thing, it became a cliche because they said it back in my day that they say 50-50, 50-50, and it never really made sense. And then when somebody else brought it to me as how can you do 50-50 if you're not half a person? That made more sense to me than somebody always saying, let's do 50-50, let's go 50-50. There is no such thing. And I agree with you on that. But you have those with simple-minded, they're only about self. So for them, 50-50 is more than enough for them. And even with that, sometimes they don't even give the bare minimum. They want it, but they don't want to reciprocate. They want you to give, but they don't want to give to you in return.
Y'all sound like y'all talking about 70-30. This sound like 70-30. These some 70-30 people out here. Because when you say 50-50, I imagine I work, you work. I put half of my salary in an account, and you put half of your salary in the account. And can't nothing get done with half and half. Now, if we put 100 of my salary in and 100 of yours, we could make some things move. We could get somewhere. But meeting somebody halfway, that's not what it's all about. And it doesn't always work for everything. Now, if you want to go out to eat with somebody and you want to split the bill 50-50, cool. But if you're asking me out, you should expect me to give half of anything. You should be paying all of it. But that's another topic. But for me to meet you halfway, then where? We meet halfway, and then what? How do we get to the end? How do we get to where we're going? So you're supposed to give all of you, not half of you, to everything and anything that you do. Honestly. And if you're going to if you're going to put half the effort forward, you can't expect the other person to put any more than you. You can't expect it to be 70-30. And if you want half of it, if you want part of it, I want your all. I want you to do everything possible, just like I would. 100%. We could take the garbage out together.
Yep.
Just let me get my pink gloves and I will help you, honey.
You said your pink gloves, you need your pink gloves for it?
Absolutely. Yes.
You wash the dishes, I dry.
Exactly. You cook, I put the food away.
Hello. But I don't know about these people.
I totally agree. I feel as though it's 100 and 100 and 100 as well. However, when I was dating my husband, I remember we were looking for an apartment, and I came with 3 children. He came with one. So we blended our families together. However, as just being in a relationship, I refused to get anything that I couldn't afford by myself. He was upset with me, and he was like, "It's both of us." But my mindset was, I have 3, you have one. You could get up and leave anytime if this is not what you want. So if I can't afford it by myself, I'm not moving into it. But he couldn't understand that. So we ended up getting something that I could afford by myself. But I don't believe in 50-50. Even now, all the way up until our marriage, I don't believe in 50-50. I'm 100% in person. He's 100% in person. And sometimes he don't even have the 100. He only come with 70. I'm gonna bring his other 30. There's sometimes where I fall short. I may only come with 60. He's gonna bring my other 40. And I love what Nate said, because Nate said that you have to be his piece. And he was telling me about a conversation he had, and the person didn't want to go home. And he was saying that he don't understand how people get married and they not like their wife. Like, he loves coming home to his wife. And when he comes home to me, I show him love to the point where it trickles down. I show him love, the children show him love, and now the grandchildren run to the door and shows him love, because that's what they see. That's what they saw growing up. That's what my children saw growing up. Now their children see it growing up. So I don't believe there's no such thing as 50-50. I mean, people say I pay half the bills, you pay half the bills. We don't do that, especially in a marriage. For me, I'm not giving the enemy room. You gotta come. If you want this marriage, you gotta come for it. I'm not helping you out. So no, we don't have separate accounts. Everything go in one account, and everything is paid from that account. We sit there and discuss which bills are getting paid here, and everything go out. There's no such thing as, oh, my last name is such and such, is gonna be dash my husband's last name. To me, that's the room for the enemy, because in your mind it's like, oh, we might not make it, so I'm gonna just drop my name. Nope, I'm not doing that. Again, if you want this marriage, you gotta come forward and you gotta fight, because I'm not helping you out. So I agree with you guys. It's 100, 100 all day.
Well, Faith, that's a class you need to teach to a whole lot of married people. I'm not gonna tell you that.
Hold on. You mentioned the dash, the hyphen.
Yes.
Are you all the way in, or are you halfway in?
Yeah.
I guess that's the 50-50 couples with that dash.
Oh, that's deep. That might be a whole different topic.
My opinion, when you had that dash, yeah, I mean, if you want to keep your name, just use it as your middle name.
Yep.
Ooh, wait.
It's something about that dash.
Since we talking about this topic, I had come across something real quick. Somebody wrote a post, and I was like, oh my, they feel how we do. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but it was about Ashanti and Nelly.
Oh yes.
And she said, hold on, I'm trying to find exactly what I wanted to say. Okay. She said, because I haven't touched a trash can in 20 years, because I can count on one hand the number of times he sat in the passenger seat. No, he sat in the passenger seat of an SUV, because he handles the spider situations while I pretend they don't exist, because he handles the budget and I go months without even looking at the account. Now, Nelly literally offered to get as many nannies as Ashanti needs, and said once the baby can walk and talk, it'll be daddy and son time. She was pretty much going on to say how it's not considered settling because you are allowed because this is what your husband wants to do for you, but it doesn't take away from what you do for your husband. That's not 50-50. That's 100 and 100. And she says that, a lot of people were saying that Ashanti was settling because of how Nelly's views about whatever, but she knew what she was getting herself into, and she went into that. She accepts 100% of that man, and they rocking with it. And I was like, wow. It's boundaries, is understanding what this one needs, what this one wants, what this one likes, and respecting it and going forward, but giving your all, not half, not partial, not forcing. For instance, if I'm afraid to kill a spider and you force me to kill a spider knowing that I'm afraid of it,
right,
help me, help you. We're in this together. It's not one-sided. Together.
You know, I have a bit of a question because what if all you've ever heard or all you've ever been taught is 50-50? How do you come out of that mindset?
You have to be open to change. If you're open to change, then you will be able to accept it. Because, like I said to you, I had to be open with change with my husband because, again, I always said if I can't afford it by myself, I'm not getting it. So even once we got married, I did the same thing. Because to me, again, like you could wake up any day and say, this is not what you want. So he was like, when I said I do is forever with me. So you can't. Basically, I was doing what I tell all the sisters that come to spiritual sisters. Don't allow that man to pay for mistakes of previous relationships you had,
Mm-hmm.
because you just can't do that. So
Right.
he's taught me a lot. I thank God for him. Again, my pastor taught me a lot, and I thank God for her as well. So if you're not open to receiving it and you're not open to change, then you're going to be stuck there. However, if you're open to change, you'll change.
You can also evaluate and see what 50-50 got other people. Because if that's what you saw growing up, did you like it? Were you comfortable with it? Because sometimes we do stuff because that's what we saw. But just
Right.
because you saw it and was raised around it doesn't mean that it was right. So are you going to be the change, or are you going to keep it going?
So I was a single mom before I met my husband, and as I said in previous episodes, with the other relationships I had, I was the man in the relationship.
I understand.
I was the more dominant one in the relationship. So when I met my husband, he was brought up that women shouldn't mop floors, women shouldn't take out garbage. But that was something that I was used to because I was a single parent, so I had to do it.
Right.
And it took me a minute to, like, you know what, like I gotta fall back, I gotta bear back. He want to take the lead, I have to allow him to lead. So I just allow him to do what he. I'm like, babe, okay, I understand. So you're saying I can't take out the garbage? I don't take out the garbage. I don't mop the floor because he was brought up with that's what the man's supposed to do. But other than that, is whatever
Check.
I want.
You ever see the comic or the cartoon of the lady with all the bags on her arm that she went to the grocery store, she trying to make one trip from the car to the house?
Mm-hmm.
That was me all my life. But this man gets annoyed if I pick up a bag.
I was about to say that as a single parent, that was
That
me.
that one trip meant everything.
But when I met my husband, all
Mm-hmm.
that stopped. Like I didn't have
Yep.
to do nothing. And the crazy thing is, like, you spoil me all these years. Now you getting mad because you spoil me. I work.
Oh my gosh, but I don't know. I don't understand that 50-50 stuff.
Well, I know back in the old days, like around when my mother and them was around, they they were taught that the woman took care of the home and the man went out and provided.
Mm-hmm.
But I still don't see that as 50-50. I still would see that as 100-100. Because although she was in the house, making it a home, he was out providing so she could continue to make that house a home. And I just think over the years it became misconstrued. And you got people out here now like, oh, if you can't take care of me, if I can't say it, why you can't take care of yourself? You should not expect anybody to do something for you that you can't do for yourself.
You know what? I never thought of that scenario being 50-50. Like I never associated like the 50-50 comment with a stay-at-home mom.
Right.
while dad went out to do whatever, because staying at home is a whole job.
Yes, Lord.
You
Say
just don't
that
leave the
again.
house for it. So I never associated that with that. Maybe I can't because I don't know. My mindset ain't there, so maybe I just can't get it. But
Yeah.
that's 100 all
All
day.
day.
Because the food is done when you get home. Now, if anybody in the relationship doesn't do their part or is not helping out your mate, like you said earlier,
Mm-hmm.
being a helpmate instead of a headache. You don't want to allow that man to feel like he don't want to come home or want to rather sit on a hot tin roof.
Right.
You got to do your part to make that man who goes out and works hard for you. You got to work hard for him. When he come home, everything should be where it's supposed to be, so that he could have a smooth transition to go to bed and get up the next day to do it all again.
Uh-huh. Yep. You shouldn't want to be treated like a queen, but don't treat him like a king.
Yeah, well, and don't treat me like half a queen.
Right? I agree.
I'm gonna treat you like a whole king.
I just think a lot of people go by what they see in society on TV, and rather than learning for themselves. And then some
I
people. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I definitely agree with you. I always said that social media has brainwashed my generation, and it's so baffling. It's so sickening. I don't know. Maybe a lot of people growing up since I was like 16, 17 years old. A lot of people told me that I was like wise. I never understood it when I was younger. They used to say like I like my mentality is beyond far my age. And I never liked that growing up because I'm like, how do I act older? Like I don't get it. But I think now looking back, they talking about mentally because the way that I think and I view the world is so different than someone else who's about to be 28 like me. So I really believe that social media has brainwashed my generation, and I feel so bad for them because I do not care. I'm never doing 50-50. I'm not about to write on a piece of paper, babe, this is your list for you to do for me, and my list is just to look cute for social media. I'm not doing that. I'm so sorry.
Because you know what? It is people only post what they want you to see. And
Exactly.
for people to not understand that that's not real life, that's not all of their life, that things happen behind the scenes that you don't know about, or like for you to think that this is so
Mm-hmm.
crazy to me. You can't possibly think that social media for your entertainment is real. And like that every single time, like all day long, this is how her life or his life is. No.
They believe what they want to believe.
And not for nothing. No, not even gonna say it. Nope. I'm gonna keep that to myself. But it's really sad that you think that this is real. Like they have hardships, they have trouble, they just don't want you. They're not gonna show that.
Yeah. Yep.
Who said that? I think it was Faith. You used to say that pretty much if you knew what I had to go through to get where I am.
My God.
Yeah, that sounds like something Facebook said. Not gonna even lie to you.
Like
Well, it's
and
true though. You outside looking in, you don't know what they had to go through to get where they are.
or what they're doing
And hello.
still to keep it.
You know what? Speaking of faith, I'm going to use her as an example. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Let's speak 50-50, right? Everybody believe. Now, don't get me wrong. Faith is very spoiled. I'm not going to say I'm jealous, but she's always rubbing my face, get a man like hers, and I'm trying. I really am.
Get a husband like
Oh,
mine.
oh, 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 see, look, clock my T, accountability. I take it. Get you a husband like mine is what she say verbatim. I got that right, Faith.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now,
Mhm.
Speaking of 50-50 with Faith and her husband, right? Faith puts in that work. What am I saying? She prayed for this man every day, every night. She have one-on-ones with him. They go out on dates. Sometimes she would take him out. Sometimes he would take her out. Like, she checks on him mentally, because what a lot of my generation forget, these men go through things mentally. Men go through silent battles because they were
Mm-hmm.
raised to be strong. So
Mm-hmm.
you want this man to go so hard for you, but you don't care how he feeling mentally, how he's doing? Oh, okay. That's why y'all
My,
still
Preach,
my, my.
girl.
single.
Preach,
Back to
preach
Faith.
that.
Well,
When I tell y'all Faith goes in for her husband,
As she
it's
should.
reciprocated. Her
Hello.
my,
husband
my.
goes in for her. Oh, Faith not the only one praying for her husband. Her husband is praying for her. Her husband, her husband had to yell at his wife, y'all. Okay?
You putting the
Because
business out
this
there.
lady gets up every single day faithfully, just doing so much for everybody. She forgot herself. And
Mm-hmm.
he told her,
Every time.
"You're not getting out this bed today. You're not going to your office.
Talk to her.
You may could touch that prayer room, but don't be in there too long. You need to be in this bed with your feet up. I bring your plate to you. I bring your drink to you, but you're going to relax. Okay?
You
That's
sound
not
My,
just like
my,
50-50.
my.
him.
That's the 100 a
Right.
100. That's
My,
the
That's
my,
good
right.
my.
man Savannah, and that's the good woman Savannah. So if y'all
I'm
still
done.
want to be single, y'all gonna be 50 shades of
I'm done.
single, okay?
I'm
Oh,
done.
And I'm sorry, y'all don't know what a good marriage look like. I'm sorry, y'all don't know what a good relationship look like. However, stop belittling yourself and stop settling for what the social media is putting out there. Social
Woo.
media is
you
fake. It's
said I
not
think it's
real. It's
juicy.
a phony. Just
Oh,
because somebody took a picture in the sky rise, that don't mean they up there, they down walking just like you. They're not
mm.
Mm.
up there no more. It's just what they want you to see. Social media is
Mm-hmm.
Well,
not real. It takes so much to be a good woman to a good man. But if you only want that good man to be a good man and you don't want to be a good woman, baby, it's not gonna last. Again,
at
you will be
all.
50 shades of single. Be
Hello.
a Faith
Man,
and be a
how you
Raven.
doing?
Because Faith and Raven is a good couple. Okay?
All right now.
50
Talk
Shades of
about it.
Single.
To God
Yes.
be the
I
glory.
like that. 50 Shades of Single.
I like that. My.
Mm.
It's
Some
called
them
being
know how to 50
attentive.
Shades.
It's called paying attention.
Hmm.
It's called paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, 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 mm.
Well, Lord.
Everybody want to feel like they're not going unnoticed. Everybody wants to feel like be seen. Like, I mean, not that you're doing anything to be, intentionally noticed, but sometimes you go, and you don't realize how
Mm.
much you're going and how much you're doing. So for your spouse to see you when you don't see you,
Wow.
man, listen. Man, listen, you got to be 100 for that, not 50-50.
Hello.
That come with the 100 package.
Yep. The premium package right there. That's premium. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I mean, here.
You know, let me break something
First of
down for
all,
y'all.
Break
yeah,
it
see, you
down
done
for me,
started
Rose.
her up again.
Break
Look
it
at you.
down, Rose. Go ahead.
Let me break something down for y'all.
Go ahead.
I gotta use Faith again. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Come with it.
And this
Come
gonna
with
be
it.
into another topic, but I'ma just touch base on this, okay?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What Faith failed to realize was me being Rose, my memory goes way back, like so far back.
Back.
Sometimes this lady would look at me like, how do you remember that? Right? I remember when not Rose, sorry, I am Rose. I remember when Faith was in a 50-50 relationship. And
Mm.
I don't even want to say it was 50-50. I want to say it was more 80-20, and Faith was the 80, okay? I remember when Faith used to go out and work and I was at home, playing with my Barbie dolls. My mother Faith bought me twin Barbie dolls for me and my sister and split them up, right? This is way back in the
I
day. This
know
is her
you not.
this is her 50-50 relationship. I remember my mother was going to work. Faith was going to work every day faithfully. Hello, Faith. Faith was going to work every day faithfully. Faith was coming home to cook.
Jesus.
Faith was coming home to do our hair. The only thing that man ever did was put us to bed. I swear, I'm not gonna lie. That man walked around with a cigarette in one hand and coffee in the other and just put us to bed every night. If y'all want a 50-50 relationship, that's what y'all life is gonna look like. I'm telling y'all, I'm a witness to it.
I'll
And
pass.
Faith, when I tell y'all Faith was dominant, Faith was dominant because Faith didn't even know. I used to get out of bed to go to the bathroom because I was potty trained before I was one. So I was going to the potty real quick. Faith did that faithfully, okay? By the way, when I got out of my bed, because I'm thinking they together, right? But even at this time, I didn't even know they was apart. I just used to be like, why that man sleeping on the couch?
That man is crazy.
Oh, he don't
Crazy,
get
sis.
he don't
Crazy.
get nothing up here. My daddy in the bed sleeping after a long 12-hour shift, okay? He ain't smoking no cigarette and he ain't drinking no coffee. He worked, he came home to dinner on the table. To dinner on the table. Oh, and since we on a 50-50 topic, I'm about to bust everybody bubble right now. That man gets the plate first. I'm sorry. You make
Say
that
it
Oh,
man
again.
plate
Say
first.
it
that's
again.
what
And
I'm
then you make the kids plate. That don't mean
Say
the
that.
kids can't eat first. You just gonna respect the head of the household and
Say
make
it
that
girl.
again.
man plate first. And then you make the kids plate. But if that man ain't hungry yet, you put his plate up so he ain't gotta worry about making the plate. And you
Oh,
feed the kids. And then
oh.
when that man ready to eat, you warm his plate up and
Well,
you put it on the table with a cold bottle of water. Okay?
all right. All
You done
right.
stepped on toes.
A
Some
Ouch.
whole
toes.
lot of. That's my
No,
baby.
she done stepped on somebody's foot.
Sure did.
I think she
Get
kicked
the
her in the ankle
toes.
myself, but okay.
You
It's
done
all
stomped on their foot.
execute.
Now they limping. 50-50. One foot don't work like the other one.
Hello.
Cause
Preach
you done,
somebody.
cause you
Somebody
done
had to say it.
stepped. Woo, girl.
I just think it amazes me how we have bros who've been sitting in the background for like 4 years now on this podcast. But because we want to talk about, should a relationship be 50-50, she has a whole lot to say and rolling off her tongue and up under her foot and want to step on people's necks and backs.
Justice.
She
All I'm
passionate.
saying is Rose has been sitting back taking notes. Okay?
Speak on
For
it, girl.
real.
Mm.
For real, for
Listen.
real.
Like, well,
She
all
is
right, Rose.
she passionate about this here topic.
I am.
She
And I feel
tired.
like it's so different for me because I witnessed a quote unquote 50-50 relationship and I witnessed 100 and 100. And I'm rolling with Faith and Raven all day. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Wow.
Rose, you talking
Mm.
about the 80 relationship just brought me back to a remembrance I have. I remember coming home one day and I remember he was reading the newspaper. So I asked him, "Did you touch the classified?"
My Lord. I say my Lord.
Like, how you read the paper front to back and back to front and don't touch the
Don't and
classified?
just skip right on
I
over,
heard
huh?
I heard Medea in my head when you asked him that he said, "Hey, bird."
We threw the classified section out, baby. Don't worry about it. That one went in the garbage. Classified section.
Mm.
Oh my
Lord have
god.
mercy.
Oh,
Ooh wee.
Jesus, fix it, Lord.
You know what? I was in a 50-50 relationship. Mm. I was definitely in a 50-50 relationship. I wouldn't even say 50-50. I was pouring my heart, my soul into this relationship and everything. Like I was blindsided by everything, the manipulation, the abuse, verbal, like everything, everything. Because I'm the type of person, my sister hates this about me so much, justice. I always tend to see the good in people no matter how wrong they do me, because I wear my heart on my sleeve and I love so much, whether it's a relationship, friendship, whatever. If I love you, I don't care how many times you stab me in the back, I'ma still turn around and be there for you and still love you and support you. Why? I don't know. But ever since I came up out of that relationship, and I got me a not husband, but I found a man like that.
Go ahead now.
Woo! Y'all can't get no 50-50 nothing out of me no more.
See, then when you said you said emotional, you was in 100%, and they
Yeah.
weren't reciprocating.
Yes.
Mhm.
That part right there, that's exhausting.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
Because if you match me, it kind of takes some of that. It kind of gives a little bit of relief. You ain't even trying to understand where I'm coming from.
Mhm.
I'm pouring my heart out to you. I'm trying to get. I'm giving you 100% of me, and you ain't catching what I'm throwing.
Nope.
That's exhausting. That's exhausting. Or if I give you, oh my gosh, here we go. So there's an issue that arises in a relationship, but you don't want to say anything about it. The other person is not realizing that something is wrong, even though your actions show it, your body language, but you're not expressing it. You're not talking about it. You're
Mhm.
supposed to lay everything out on the table. That to me is 50-50,
Mm.
because you're not trying to resolve anything. That's a terrible place to be in. I don't want no 50-50.
Not at all.
That's very
Never.
uncomfortable. That's exhausting, and that's just like you're spinning on a hamster wheel. Y'all not getting anywhere.
Hmm.
You running, y'all going, but you ain't getting nowhere.
And child, I got bad knees. I ain't got time to be chasing. I'm sorry.
I ain't mad at you, baby. I ain't mad at you.
Mm, 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 mm. I don't want nothing halfway. Don't give me no half conversation. Don't give me no half paycheck.
Mm.
Don't give me half a house. Don't give me half a plate of food.
Right.
I want 100%. Give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want no half a man.
Oh,
What in the what? Fifty
yeah.
fifty. And people think that they saying something when they
Mhm.
say that too.
Yeah, they used to say a piece of man is better than no man. Nah, baby. You can keep that piece.
That was them people that let the men cheat.
Yeah.
Yep. Like a fool.
I don't want it.
They could sit in the clinic, not me. Sorry. Unfiltered.
Yeah. Mm.
Was
Or
that a
the one that
snort?
say, or the
Yes.
one that says, "Your better half." Your better half
You
for what?
better
It's better half for what? Don't ever refer to my husband as my better half, because he's a
better
whole man.
have. Hello. What John, what's the name? Was it John Legend? All of me loves all of you.
Yes,
Mm.
it was.
Better have. I don't like that. That or old man or your old lady. I don't like that either.
Mhm.
Some people just want a title. It don't even matter.
But you better have.
It ain't a good title, but they want it.
I remember someone invited me somewhere, right? And I said to them, "Let me talk to my husband." So they said to me, "You got to get permission from your husband."
Oh.
So I said, "No, I don't have to get permission from my husband, but I don't make decisions without my husband."
See there?
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, "Well, I make decisions all the time. So ask yourself, are you happy in your marriage?" And then they were like, "No."
Now that's
I wonder why.
like
She
And
already disrespected the
mm,
house.
So, you
people
know,
Ooh, go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
And you know me, I had to put it. So I put a thing on Facebook that day, and I said to them, "If you don't want me to talk to my husband about inviting me someplace, please don't invite me, because my husband gonna know where I'm at all times. Call me whatever you will. And if he say that he feel like I shouldn't go, guess what? I ain't going.
Yep.
Because that's my covering.
Hello. People don't understand that. People are married but not in a marriage.
Say that one more time, please. Say it one more time for the people in the bite.
The bite.
People are married, but they're not in a marriage.
Mm.
Ooh, speak on it.
And
that's a whole nother topic.
Yes, it is. But that's how you know the ones that feel that way, like you were saying that person did. That's how you know.
Yeah.
That's how you know. It's a matter of respect.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I don't know, like, so because of where I am spiritually, I see everything as a tool for Satan. So, like, where most people don't have a problem with, I'll have a problem with. For example, if you send my husband and I an invitation with both of our names and you put my name first, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. It should say his name and my name.
Right.
Or if just our last name. If you put my name first, yeah, I have a problem with that. So it's little stuff like that. And I remember when we went to counseling before we got married, and our bishop gave us 100 questions. He said you cannot answer them together. You have to answer them separate. He said because when you get married, it's the little things that end up going into big things. So one of the questions was like, how do you push up your 2Ps about the toilet seat? That was one of my pet peeves. It took about 3 years for him to get the toilet seat right, but he got it. So we had to answer them separately, and he was like, and it was most of the stuff we were the same with the majority of the questions. But I said all that to say, like, yeah, people crazy. People crazy.
Yep.
And what people fail to realize is what worked in my marriage may not be the same for you. It may not work for you. So if you can make decisions and do what you want to do on your own without your husband's input or whatever, that's on you. But me, I'm going to my husband. I'm going to talk it and discuss it with my husband. And we'll come to an agreement or disagreement or whatever together. But I'm not making a decision without my husband. Not happening.
Yep.
I guess that's 50-50.
Talking to one of them 50-50s. They said they didn't have to talk to their husband about what they was doing. They just did what they wanted.
Let me let me see. 50-50. I only accepted 50-50 when I decided that I wasn't going to buy a house with anyone unless we were married.
Right.
Meaning, I'm not buying no house with my boyfriend. Not doing that. Because if anything, God forbid, happened, 50-50. That's the only time. And I mean, you only think like that when you're not married to who God has for you. But that's another topic. But, you know, that part. Like, that's the only time I thought about anything 50-50.
Yeah. I thank God he made a way for me, like, to be able to get this house without having to have asked somebody that was not my husband or meant to be my husband to co-sign or to help. He made the provision.
So we got a question on the floor.
Okay.
And the question is, are you expecting 50-50 or are you expecting someone to make up for what you're not willing to do in that relationship?
What?
I would never expect for somebody to do something that I'm not willing to do.
Neither would I.
Except kill the spider. I'm not willing to kill a spider, so they can do that. But it's not an expect. I don't think it's an expectation. I'm not expecting anybody to make up where I'm lacking, other than bringing it to my attention or helping me get to where I need to be. But bringing 100 wouldn't leave any room for one to make up what the other one is missing, if that makes any sense.
So for me, definitely not 50-50. However, as I said earlier, I do believe that my husband and I, we both bring 100 and 100. There's sometimes where I'm just too weary to bring that 100%. He's definitely going to pick up my slack. There's times when he really don't have that 100%. I'm definitely going to pick up his slack.
Y'all balance each other out. As it should
Absolutely.
be. Still 100 all day.
All right. So based off of that, Faith, basically what it is me giving 100 of me might not always be 100, or me giving all of me might not be 100. If I'm giving everything that I have, but I fall short, it should be understood. And
Yes.
we should still balance each other. The scale should not tip because I'm too exhausted to bring 100, so I only got 90.
Right. So
Yep.
let me give you an example. Today, we we were all in my room. The children was playing and everything. So when he came home, I immediately saw he was tired, but he laid in the office for a while. So when he laid in the office for a while, I told everyone, right, we're going downstairs now, because Papa needs to rest. So I took everybody downstairs, and he went in the room and laid down. It's about knowing your partner.
Yep.
Like, he's never gonna say, "All right, y'all get out the room because I want the
Mm-hmm.
bed." He's not gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's me looking to see that, oh, today he's really tired. So I took everybody. We went downstairs, and by the time he woke up from his nap, dinner was done.
It's being attentive. It's knowing who you're with. If I know every day my husband want to come home and sit on the couch and watch a certain show or sports or whatever, I'm gonna make it so that he's able to do that, because I know that's what he likes to do. Is paying attention and not being stubborn or being selfish. You can't be selfish.
I agree, and it's also about, liking things like my husband watches the Young Chong Yong Yong Yong, and
You can't, wait, no, you can't.
I can't. You can't go past that Chung Young Young.
so me being who I am, I watch it with him. And when I start asking questions, he be so into it. I'm gonna ask some more because that's what you like to do. And then he know I love to read, so he'll be like, "Babe, come read to me." Absolutely.
See, that's a part. That's 100.
Mm-hmm.
Doing things that you don't care to do because it makes somebody else happy.
Or
That 50-50,
compromise.
that 50-50 gonna do what make them happy and leave you sitting by yourself.
So I have a question. If a person have if a person go in a relationship with the mindset of 50-50, and one of the people in the relationship decide, you know what, I don't have my half of the rent this month, do they prepare for the whole 100, or will they just be stuck?
They be stuck.
Yeah, they'll be stuck. Especially if it's the woman. So the crazy thing is, the men, I don't really see too many men talk about 50-50, because to them it does not matter, because those type of men, they seem or portray to be intentional men. What am I saying? Their intentions is to, date a woman, not because of what she have or what she could provide, but their intentions is to date a good woman who's going to be there for him and support him mentally, spiritually, physically, everything else, and vice versa. Whereas the 50-50 conversation really come from women. And I say that they'll be stuck because, at again, not me, but in my generation, women, they look for the 50-50 of the man take care of me and I'm out doing what I want. I'm splurging, taking trips, da da da. So if you spending your money all wild and loose goose, what can you do when that rent need to be due and he falls short? Because he's so busy taking care of you and you taking care of you. Who gonna take care of the both of y'all? Hmm?
Mm.
50-50 to women in my generation is a ticket, is a way out to live this
Come up.
luxurious life.
I never I would have never known that or thought that that's what they think it is. So wait a minute. If that's what they think 50-50 is, where's their contribution? Where's their 50%?
They laying
Nothing.
on their back. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you, because I was about to say in another topic that bounces
Oh.
off of 50-50 is what can you bring to the table, right? So now, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of women that do like have their own apartment and their own car, whatever the case may be, right? But there's a lot of men that have that as well. So if y'all go in together and you got this 50-50 mindset where, so right now you could pay your own rent and everything because why, you're single, that's what you have to do, right? But when you get in a relationship with that 50-50 mindset, oh, I don't got to pay rent no more, girl, my man taking care of me. Okay, but what are you doing to take care of him? Because coochie is not nothing, he
Yeah,
could get that
yeah,
from
they
anywhere.
will.
I'm
Not good.
sorry.
Mm-mm.
That's really their contribution?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow.
But have they ever took into account that what happens? I always ask myself the question: how how can I be benefit? Just like I want the man to be beneficial to me, how can I be beneficial to him? Because God forbid, if something happens to him and he can no longer be the breadwinner, now I have to step up. But if I don't know how because I've been relying and dependent on him, then what? Then what?
Like, for example, right? And I'm telling y'all this right now, mark my words. For example, with the 50-50, when a man do something for a woman, he gets praised for it. If a man was to post a video on TikTok that he has set up this beautiful extravaganza out in Turkey for his woman, oh, he's getting praised for it. But if a woman decides to take her man out to Turks and Caicos and she paid for everything, people gonna be in the comments, girl, why you spending all that money on that man like that? Why are you not? Because if that man spending all that money on you, what do you need to spend that money back on him?
Oh my.
But here's the thing. So again, it's our money. I just
Right.
made the plans. Or
Mm-hmm.
it's our money and he just made the plans.
Right.
If you go into a relationship talking about this my money, that's your money, it's gonna fail.
Just get
It's
this.
gonna fail, especially a marriage. If you go into a marriage talking about this is mine and that's yours, it's gonna fail. I remember
Mhm.
when I was dating my husband, and he so I came from a place where I always did everything myself. So I was used to doing everything myself. I had to get used to the help because even in the previous relationships that I had, I was doing everything myself, even though they were there present in the home. However, with him, it was like he had to show me different. He had to show me that he was there for me. He had to show me that I didn't have to do it by myself. He showed me that it's okay that I needed help. Let him help me. So I
Mm-hmm.
remember and when we were in the relationship, he ended up losing his job. And he said to me, as a man, I can't be here without a job. I'm not getting unemployment. Like he was fighting the unemployment thing, so he wasn't getting anything financial coming in. So he was like, I'm gonna have to go back to my aunt to get back on my feet. And I said to him, just like you said to me, that you're here to help me, I'm here to help you. Because you know what? If we were married, it's not that easy for you to just leave. So now
Mm.
you're not leaving now.
I
We're
know
gonna
that.
get through this together.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we got through it together.
See, and the crazy thing, if a woman in my generation was going through that, I promise you she was bailing out.
Wow.
Because in her mentality, and a lot of, I'm telling you, my generation is jacked up. Like, I was supposed to be an 80s baby. I'm so sorry, but I'll take the 97s. It's cool. But if a woman was in that situation where her man had rock bottom, if she not mentally mature and she think how this generation think, oh, she was out of there. You know why? Because she can't be seen with no broke nigga. What? Excuse me? Just
Just like
because somebody broke now don't mean they're
a
gonna be
broke
broke
female.
forever.
Child,
Well, I mean, he wasn't working then because he always had a job or whatever. But then he wasn't working. But he showed me other things that I never had.
mm-hmm.
So it's like that Tyler Perry movie when they like you trading your 80 for a 20. This man respects me. I'm the he worships the ground I walk on. He shows me in a crowded room that I'm the only one in the room.
Won't he do?
Why would I give that up because he fell on hard times? No. Life is hard times. You're gonna go through hard times, especially if you want to get married. You're gonna go through hard times. So you mean to tell me because he fell? No. And if I would have did that, I wouldn't be where I am today.
That man even gave you a whole new name. My wife.
I say
My wife, my wife, my wife, my. All
yeah,
right,
that's her
Dad, we
identity.
know.
That's it. That's her identity. That's right.
Now, on the flip side, if we just starting out in a relationship and you ain't got nothing, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. Why would I want to be in a relationship with you and you don't have anything? That makes no sense to me. You coming in a relationship and you don't have a job? I'm not starting off like that. Nah, that's just me.
Lord, the song that just played in my head, all I heard was brokey.
Oh no.
That's terrible. But
And it's
wait.
crazy, right? Because I could attest to that. Because just like you said, if we starting off and you ain't got no job, Tommy, and you ain't got no car, always want to borrow my car because your car in the shop, I'm sorry. No, I'm not doing it either. I'm not. Now, if you coming into a relationship and you don't have a job, but you're looking for a job,
Mm-hmm.
all right, I could take that. You know why? Because you have some type of motivation to want better.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I've been in one, two, three consecutive relationships, right? I spent my whole young adulthood in relationships. And you know what I got tired of doing? I got so tired of doing it. My daddy got tired of me doing it as well. Building niggas. I got tired of building niggas. I wanted a man, right? For some reason, I ain't even gonna say God sent these niggas to me, because God ain't gonna do that. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. But attraction. There you go. I always attracted niggas with no job, right? No job, no car. I had my own car since I was what? How old was I? My own one lie up here. 17?
17.
Yes. Okay. I bought my first car with the help of my parents. I bought my first car at 17, right? I meet this dude. He ain't got no car. He was like, what, 21, 22? I'm like, okay, but he cute, he tall, and he play basketball. Because y'all know I wanted to be a basketball boy. So I gave it a shot. Nigga ain't got no job. Nigga ain't have nothing. So what am I doing? I'm at his house with his mother, practically moved in. Strike one. Dad was pissed. All right, Dad, come on. I'm young. Let me do what I want. All right. And here go the 50-50s, right? All right. I'm at his house. I'm working two jobs in college. This man ain't doing nothing but going to the college in my hometown playing basketball. That's where I met him at. So I thought he was in college. He
Oh
wasn't even in
Jesus.
college. Okay? It was
Oh
a
Jesus.
phony. It was a phony. All right? So
Oh Jesus.
so I'm at his house and I'm doing job applications for him. Everybody deny him. I'm like, dude, like you way older than me. I got two jobs. I'm outside and I'm in college. Why you not working? I thought you was in school. Nick was never in school. It was a phony, okay? I filled out a job application. I got him hired at Toys R Us, y'all. Toys R Us. Now this nigga talking about something. I ain't got no ride to work. So what? Oh baby, it's okay. I'll take you to and from work. Now I'm late going to work because I'm taking you to work, and I'm early leaving work because I gotta pick you up. How, Sway? How? So then when my eyes open up, I'm like, yeah, nah, that's not working. All right, going to another situationship, right? Now this situationship, right? Yeah, I knew this person since high school. High school. So I'm like, yeah, mind y'all, he was tall, cute, and played basketball, right? Okay. So, we graduated together, or at least I thought. Another phony, y'all. 50-50. Back on a 50-50, y'all. This man, we used to always meet up by a building, right? And we used to link, whatever, kicking it. So then I get a phone call. Yo, he locked up. What you mean? He is a good boy. He ain't in those streets because I don't do hood people. Okay? I wanted to be a basketball wife. Yeah. Come to find out, this man ain't had no high school diploma. He was on the run and he was homeless. Oh my God. So I was like, you know what? So my dad was pissed. I sat him down. I said, Dad, how you feel if I date somebody who in jail? He looked at me. I was like, Dad, like, I'm only 21. Come on. Like, I think it's all right, right? So my dad, like, do whatever you want to do. No, no. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Dad pissed. That's another strike. What's that? Strike two? Yeah. Okay. Man came home. Again, y'all, no high school diploma, but I'm still filling out job applications. What I do? It's all right, baby. I'll do your applications, tweak it. I got him a job at UPS. This nigga cheated on me. How you cheat on somebody that got you a job? And and this all go back to the 50-50. I was pouring so much of me into people that was just a phony.
80-20, baby, 80-20.
That too, auntie. But I learned my lesson because my mama told me to give me a man like hers, y'all. My man, he tall like my daddy. He got a body like my daddy. He got 2 cars like my daddy. He got a job like my daddy. He got a high school diploma like my daddy. And he allergic to shrimp like my daddy, y'all.
Oh my goodness.
I think I hit the jackpot. But another thing about this man, the Bible said a man who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. I didn't find this man, so is that a good thing? Because I found the other ones.
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You on the right path, ma'am.
Thank you.
Man.
And he said he got 4 kids. He added mine.
And how many kids me and your dad got?
Oh yeah, y'all. My daddy got 1, and my mama got 3. What are you doing?
All right. Anybody else got something to say before I ask my next question?
Take it away.
You ain't got to say no more, girl.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's talk about the invisible load, the stuff people don't see. Who's checking in emotionally? Who's carrying the weight of the relationship spiritually, mentally, and even socially? What do you guys think about that? The emotional labor, I should call it, the invisible load.
This is 100, ain't it? Supposed to be
Well,
talk to me.
spiritually,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes one might be more mature
Gotcha.
in Christ. So the responsibility and the example comes from the one that has the most maturity, right? Socially, I guess it depends. Because if you want to consider me and my husband, I'm the social one. He is not. He is the laid back, calm, cool, collect. I carry the social in this relationship, but we balance each other. He's calm. I'm a little wild. We good. So you said social. You said spiritual, and what other one you say?
Mentally.
Mentally. So I don't know. That's a tough one for me. I can only base it off of what is in my household. My if I don't pull it out of my husband, I won't know what's going on with him mentally. I mean, I can see certain things, but to get deep, I have to like pull it out of him because he's not an expressive person. He's not. He doesn't. He's not open to just having conversation. Me, on the other hand, you're gonna know because I'm gonna tell you. But again, that's meeting the person where they are. I might tell him more than he wants to know, and he don't tell me enough. But we figure it out.
So for me, mentally and spiritually, both of us. I have to say I'm blessed with a husband that converses. So I thank God for that. Sometimes he converses a little too much. But I'm going to praise the Lord anyhow.
I'm about to say, don't do my brother.
Socially, It is most definitely him. I'm the one that sit on the sideline watching everything. However, no matter where I go, I always get that one that come and dump all the problems on me. But other than that, yeah, he's the most sociable one. In order for me to be sociable, I have to know you, type thing. But I'm always watching. So I just sit back over
I'm not married, but I feel like I'm almost married. Okay, I'll answer. So spiritually, I would say me because with him, he have like a lot of questions when it comes to beliefs, and I try not to like put it on him, but he's a very positive person. Like he speaks like he believe, but he don't really like, I don't know how to like explain it. I don't know. But me, spiritually. Um Emotionally, I would say both of us. It was emotionally and what else? Mentally?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so emotionally and mentally, I would say both of us. This man talks. I always said I wanted, a man who communicates, but I never witnessed a man who's so like in tune with his emotions and how he's feeling, and when he's pissed off, when he's mad, when he's happy, like guys are just like very hard to read. They usually like hold in their feelings, and he came up with this like weekly or bi-weekly check-ins where he'll just randomly hit me up, ask me how I'm doing mentally, and I would like, of course, do the same. So, emotionally and mentally, I would say both. How about you, Auntie Nay? You got a man. Don't be quiet in here.
Well, spiritually, it will be me. Emotionally and mentally, I would say both because he does express himself pretty well, sometimes a little too well, you know. Um, the one thing is even when I don't say it, he'll know. He can feel a sense when something isn't right or something is wrong. That's a refreshing feeling, by the way. Coming off of somebody that don't even care what you feeling, what you thinking. eh, That's a refreshing.
Okay, I think I can answer this question for my relationship too. So I feel like I'm checking in emotionally. I'm basically carrying the weight of the relationship spiritually, mentally, and socially, only because y'all waiting for it.
I am. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Okay.
Right. Pop out.
Only because I'm not in a relationship.
You know what?
Yeah,
You know
well,
what? I don't know why I
I
even
am
waited.
single.
I
You're
cannot
ready
stand
to
that.
mingle, huh?
Whew, I just needed that laugh.
Well, when you are in a relationship, how would you handle his shortcomings in any of those areas?
So I feel like communication is key, right? So if I feel like you're shorthanded with whether if it's being there for me emotionally or to support me or whatever the case is, we're gonna have a conversation about it, because at the end of the day, a relationship is a two-way street. So not only am I worried about your happiness, but I'm worried about mine as well. So I would
Mhm.
definitely like keep up with communication, making sure that we're both happy and satisfied within this relationship, because if we're not, then we need to, as they would say in casa more, explore somewhere else.
And also, I want you to be mindful as well that although communication is key, listening is as well, because you don't want to
Ooh,
just respond
what you say?
I'm gonna snap my
without
fingers.
listening to
Okay.
what you're saying and him for what, like he's saying.
See, that's a problem in a lot of relationships. We don't we don't listen. We just we listen enough to respond, but we're not really listening.
Hmm. We also have to learn to listen to body language. because everybody doesn't communicate how we do. And body language can tell you a whole lot.
Sure.
Pay attention.
That's true. So now my next question is, what are some red flags that someone isn't bringing 50-50 to the table, whether if it's emotionally, spiritually, or mentally?
The red flag is 50-50.
You took the words right out my mouth.
Clock that T, girl. Clock the T. Clock my fingers because she clocking it.
Yes, yes, she is. I
But
would say, but the secrecy,
Child.
secrecy, hidden,
Yes.
like, yeah, that's pretty much it. See, that's a red flag because that means you're not being open and honest
Mm-hmm.
about anything or
Well, how much should you be honest about?
everything. Because at the end of the day, what if you're not if you're honest and
Mm-hmm.
you lose me, I wasn't supposed to stay there anyway. I either don't deserve you or you don't deserve me. So be honest and let me choose. You know what I mean? Like, be
Yeah,
honest and let me know if you believe in 50-50 or not.
that's a red flag.
Right. But secrecy, like holding back money or
Mm-hmm.
not being honest about, how much you're making or watching me struggle, that's a red flag. Kick in.
what about what about always playing victim? Would that be a red flag?
Oh God, absolutely.
Always playing victim.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because a person that always plays victim goes back to last week's episode. They're not taking
Accountability.
accountability for what they're doing.
Exactly.
Hands down, red flag.
So, see,
Cause
So
like my sister asked me, what was your part in the whole thing?
yes, that's the question of the day. What part did you play?
You're not gonna let me lay that down, huh?
Never.
Okay, I'm gonna get that question if that's the question.
13 years later.
That is the infamous question.
so a red flag for me would be changed behavior. Like the it could be either like the way you talk to me or like um if we usually like pray together every night and then one night you just up and like go outside or up and go to bed or whatever, like that change behavior is for me because in my past relationships it was like the behavior always changed, but I always was blindsided to it, like, oh, maybe he's just going through something, oh, maybe he's just going through something, oh, something probably just happened. No.
Oh, you made excuses.
So if you married and something like that happened, what you gonna do?
Maybe he
I'm
going through
gonna
something.
I'm gonna so before I wasn't like I talk a lot. Y'all know this. I don't know how to shut up. I don't. I talk too much maybe sometimes. But when it came to relationships, I'm gonna just speak on the last one. When it came down to like the last relationship, anytime I tried to talk to him, it was always like he tried to like flip it on me and make it seem like I'm the problem or like I did something wrong. So like going into a marriage, if I'm married to this person, right? But no, for real, like going into a marriage, if change behavior happen, I'm gonna bring it to the forefront because maybe it's really not intentional, maybe it's really not intentional, and maybe he really is dealing with something mentally that he's just not ready to talk about, so he just like shut down and then forget like, oh, we gotta pray, you know.
As I was gonna say, it could be a spiritual thing. Well, you gotta
Mm-hmm.
pray. You gotta pray him through because the enemy be trying every which way, everything he could possibly try.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
That is the enemy. 50-50 is the enemy.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
So, Rose, you mean when you say change behavior, you mean change behavior for the negative, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just want to be clear for the folks that's listening. It's change behavior for the negative.
Yeah, like in a negative way.
It is time for our closing round. What 50-50 means to me. So, all right, fam, let's close it out with this. What does 50-50 really means to you personally, besides it being the devil?
Justice, you're supposed to go first.
Hmm.
Sorry, kids is distracting me. No, no. So, for me, I feel like 50-50. I feel like it's a bunch of nonsense. And like one of the fan asked the question before, relating it back to them, I really feel like people use 50-50 to have their spouse, their person pick up where for the things that they don't want to do. So the term 50-50 is, I feel like it's extremely lazy, because when I ask, if somebody say, oh, well, we could be in a relationship, but I want it to be 50-50, I'm going to ask them, well, what's 50-50? Are you going to cook sometimes? Are you going to wash the dishes sometimes? Am I going to take out the trash sometimes? Like, what's 50-50? So that's how I feel about it. It's for lazy people who don't want to do anything in a relationship, even if it comes to financial reasons. You sitting here saying we're going 50-50 in a relationship, but some females would rather the men pay rent while they could do what they want to do, take the smallest bill with their money, and do what they want to do with their money. How is that 50-50?
For me, 50-50 is just an excuse not to put your all into the relationship.
Okay. Okay.
So 50-50. I don't believe in the idea of 50-50 in a relationship. To me, a relationship isn't a transaction where each person keeps score. It's not about splitting things down the middle or only giving half of yourself to your partner. Love, partnership, and commitment go far deeper than that. A real relationship isn't a one way street, not physically, spiritually, emotionally, nor mentally. It's about giving your all to the person you love and trusting that they'll do the same for you. Some days, one partner might carry more, and other days, the roles will reverse. But in the end, it's about two people showing up fully with open hearts and a shared purpose. I believe in 100 100. Two people giving their best, not just what's fair. That's where real love grows.
50-50 is usually associated with like 50-50 split, which means that there's a divide, a division in the relationship that can only be repaired if everybody's willing to go the long distance, the long mile. If you go halfway on something and I go halfway to meet you, again, we don't get to the destination that we're trying to get to. We have to put our all into everything. So I feel like a 50-50 50, I'm gonna keep saying 50-50 split. Doing anything 50-50, you're being partial. And it's almost dishonest. It leaves room for too much to go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're only expecting to give half of anything, you're not going to be honest about what you really have. You're not going to show me everything. So 50-50 is, that ain't it. And that's what I think about it.
Ooh, that was some awesome feedback tonight. Oh my God. So, a 50-50 relationship might sound fair on paper, but in real life and in God's design, it often falls short. Relationships, especially those rooted in love, covenant, and purpose, were never meant to be transactional. When we approach love with a you do your half, I'll do mine mindset, we're setting ourselves up for disappointment. Life doesn't always allow for 50-50. There are days when one person is weary, broken, or carrying more than they can bear. And in those moments, a 50-50 relationship collapses because someone isn't meeting their half. But love, real love, is sacrificial. It's giving 100% even when the other person can only give 30. It's carrying the weight together, not keeping score. God's love for us isn't conditional or based on what we bring to the table. He gave us his all, knowing we could never match it. That's the model we're called to follow in marriage, friendship, or partnership. We must move beyond fairness into faithfulness. A Christ centered relationship isn't about equal contribution, it's about mutual surrender. It's not, I'll love you if you love me, but I'll love you even when it's hard. So let's stop expecting balance in percentages and start building on grace, commitment, and unconditional love. Because the truth is, when we both show up willing to give our all, even in uneven seasons, that's where the beauty and strength of the relationship truly begins.
But I did just check our email that I've been posting on Thread, TikTok, the social medias and everything, which is righteouslyunfiltered5@gmail.com. For anybody that's listening, want to know, you can contact us up there and we'll read your emails or concerns. But here's one from a listener. They said, Dear Righteously Unfiltered and Unshaken team, I wanted to reach out after listening to the accountability, correction, or criticism episode. Phew. That's how you pronounce it, right? Phew. Woo. I think that's what they meant. Woo. Y'all hit a nerve in the best way. This topic really made me reflect on how I've received correction in my life. It's so easy to confuse someone holding you accountable with them being against you, especially when pride or past wounds are in the mix. But what stuck out with me most was the reminder that accountability, when done in love, is a form of care, not control. I also appreciate the way y'all talked about tone and timing. Sometimes it's not what is said, but how and when. We we can't grow without truth, but truth needs grace too. Thank you for tackling this with honesty and spiritual depth. It was reminder. It was a reminder I didn't know I needed. Keep being bold, unfiltered, and unshaken with gratitude. With gratitude, Chris.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for your email.
Heavenly Father, thank you for the wisdom and revelation shared today. We're grateful that you've shown us your heart for relationships, that they're not built on keeping score, but on love, grace, and mutual commitment. Help us to break free from the mindset of 50-50 and instead strive for 100-100, each person giving their all as you lead. Teach us to show up fully, to love selflessly, and to serve one another with humility and joy. Where imbalance exists, bring restoration. Where expectations have caused frustration, bring clarity. And where selfishness has taken root, plant the seeds of sacrifice and unity. Let every relationship we're in reflect your love and truth. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, guys. First of all, thank you, Minister Faith, for that prayer. We really appreciate it. So, this was a whole therapy session, girl talk, and spiritual check in all wrapped in one. Y'all, relationships are work, but when two people are aligned in purpose, love, and accountability, you'll always find your rhythm, even if the split ain't always 50-50. Which, as us as the podcast, we hope it ain't 50-50. If this blessed you, challenged you, or got you thinking, share it. You can even email us at righteouslyunfiltered5@gmail.com and let us know your thoughts, your comments, anything you think. Next week, we're talking about something even deeper, so make sure your notifications are on. Until next time, stay righteous, stay real, stay bold, and stay unshaken. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
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 See ya.